Hello, my name is Joseph Aversa,
And my name is Hernan Arias.
and for the following presentation, we'll be going over our direct Netflix recommendation system. Netflix, one of the most popular media outlets around the world. Due to its popularity, it developed its own recommendation system. This recommendation system is focused on user habits. Now, Hernan, why is that a problem?
Netflix is one of the largest streaming platforms, which means that a user can spend a significant amount of time searching through their large library to find something to watch, a show, or a movie. We attempt to reduce that time by building a recommendation model from a direct user input. My partner here will tell you our method of choice.
That's right, our method of choice is clustering. Process of grouping similar data objects together. It makes searching for recommendations much easier, which is important when you remember that Netflix is a very large service, has thousands of entries to search for. So for our model and for our algorithm, we needed a data set with a big chunk of Netflix entries. Now, Hernan, care to elaborate on these Netflix entries?
Yeah. So here is just some visualizations of the data that we use. This being the most popular genre, the top 10 genres that appear the most, international movies being the top. On the next slide, we will also see the most popular actors. These are the actors that appear in the most movies or shows. And following this, we'll see the most popular directors. Now here we can see that our data is dominated by the international market, with the top 10 genres, actors, and directors being almost completely made up of international directors or actors. We can see that our movies and shows will have a majority of an international market. Now that we have all this data, we need to pre-process it. So before we can start modeling, we have to prepare the data, doing things like removing stop words and changing words to their original root. This was done primarily to the description of the shows and movies and not to the cast members or the directors, since we don't want to change the name of people. Joseph will explain our specific method of clustering now.
Right, our specific method is called K-means. It allows us to find value of K for the best model. It also converges a common measure, such as sum of squared errors, into multiple clusters or groups. How did we actually develop the model, Arnon?
In order to find the best models for our problem, we have to find what our best K is. To find our best K, we use the elbow method, which requires us to test the value of K between 1 to 40, 40 being our chosen number, and that we will compute the SSE alongside of it. In the next slide, we can see a graph for this elbow method. This gives us the number of clusters and the according SSE for it. And we can see that the more clusters we add, the SSE goes down. Now, the elbow method says that the best K is where, quote unquote, the elbow bends, meaning that once we find that best of K, adding more clusters to it will not make a significant change. We chose 26 because after k equals 26, we can continue adding clusters, but it doesn't make a significant change as adding clusters before did. Now that we have our best k, we can start making recommendations.
And we were able to do this with our recommendations program, which lists multiple recommendations at once. For example, we want to watch a Johnny Depp movie, the program will list different join diff entries. At the moment, it only works for active directors, but we are very proud for what we were able to accomplish. Hanan, any thoughts on the matter?
Yeah, this project allowed us to expand our knowledge on k-means and how it works and how we can apply it to different problems. Now, when we came up with the issue of this, clustering came to mind as it makes it easier to group together data of similar values. So this was definitely a great project to do, as it really made us gave us more knowledge on the matter. Now this concludes our presentation. Thank you for listening, and we hope you have a great day.
Thank you all so much, and goodbye.